What's going on, guys? Yes, I'm back with another one. I just dropped a Sopranos Season 6 Part 2 video not too long ago. And now I must analyze this show. A certain part of the show. Because if I go into too much detail of what I really think about this show, it's going to take forever and ever. So I won't do that. I'll spare you that at least. But I must talk about a certain part of this show that really bothered me. And from now on, I'm going to call this series Autopsy, because I'm going to do some dissecting. I'm going to do a lot of dissecting with this particular topic of Sopranos. What I'm talking about in particular is the characters who should have died but never died. I swear it's the worst ones who got to live. I do not understand this. I do not understand this at all. It's four in particular. It's four not main characters, but four characters that are on my mind that should have never went past season 3. I think it just too much going on there. Too much entirely. The first one I have to pick on, Artie Bucco, the chef, the corny, annoying, I'm trying to be cool or younger than my age, so I'm constantly hitting on young girls and I'm married or not married. Artie Bucco. I can't grasp within my mind why he lived so long. Tony, it was Tony's fault. I don't understand. Tony had other friends in his childhood, right? He had other friends that he played with, that he did all that degenerate stuff that he did in the show as a teenager. Because you know he did it. It wasn't just Artie Bucco. I don't comprehend this. And for some reason they try to make it look like Artie Bucco was so cool in high school. Why is it I find that hard to believe? I for some reason I find this very hard to grasp as an actual truth. I look at Artie and I'm already feeling pity and sorrow for this mope that he's grown into. I guess it's that kind of story where you peak in high school. Maybe he peaked. Maybe that's the case, but that's such a far reach. It's such a far reach, it's ridiculous, I swear. But anyways, it's just the fact that Artie Bucco not only has said some things
hell no,
that no other person could in their wildest dreams wish to say. This man pointed a rifle at Tony and still lived. I think it was at that point that Tony should have said, F all this friendship crap. You just pointed a gun at me. You can't live. You cannot live past this episode. You'll be gone by the time the credits come up for the next episode. You'll be gone. They'll have your face on a t-shirt. You'll be on a t-shirt, bro. You will be on a t-shirt, Artie. This is not a joke or a game. I am a mob boss. You should not point a gun at me. But somehow this man got away with that, and Artie kept living and living and living and being corny and annoying and the cringe, one of the cringiest characters on the show. He even got one up on my boy Benny. I can't believe it. That pissed me off even more. I wish Benny would have gave it to him. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those hands. All right? But the ones and the twos. He should have gave it to him. Let Benny have that at least. Come on. But no, you had to let Artie beat the crap out of Benny, did you? You let Artie fold Benny like a napkin. Are you serious? I just don't know where to stop with that one. There's just so much things that Artie just irritated me with how he treated his marriage. Yes, and his wife is another annoying person as well. She's not in any innocence herself, but Artie is half to blame. He's half of the problem. Okay? He wants to be like Tony so bad. So bad. It's embarrassing. With the ring in the ear and bro, come on. Come on, man. You already got the receding hairline. You have to let it go. You have to let the youth go. Just shave your head all the way bald. Remember that you're a chef who makes a decent amount of money, I'm sure. Let it go. Next character I need to talk about. Janice Soprano. Oh my God, man. Now, you did us a favor. You offed the mom in the show. Because the mother was too much, and you know that. She was the worst one. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for the small... No, that's actually a big favor. That was actually a huge favor you did us. Thank you. But then you left behind a turd that resembled the mother, Janice Soprano. Why? Why did you do this? This was a horrible person. There's something about all the Soprano women that just... It's a curse. It's a curse. The mother was self-loathing, if I'm using that word right. She was depressing, morbid, pitied herself, a master manipulator, just a bad person, just toxic in the blood. Her blood was green, I swear. Then you have the daughter, Meadow, whiny, talks back. Just, I'm trying so hard to not say what I really want to say about Meadow, but it's good that she kind of matured later on in the show. But when she was first being introduced to us as a character, oh hell, there were no redeeming characteristics about her at all. So many times the mother could have just smacked the teeth out of her mouth. And don't get mad, because back in the day, moms used to do this all the time. I'd see this all the time on shows and all that. The moms would just smack the daughter real good in the mouth, and then there'd be silence. They did it a lot. I'm not saying this is right, but I'm surprised this never happened. But you know what? That's because we got Carmela on the side. You know, so that wasn't gonna happen. Weak mom. Surprisingly, Janice, she was the Soprano woman that took the cake in the end. She was a gangster hopper. What I mean by that, she just almost went through the entire crew. Almost. She was trying to. She's trying to make her way through the entire crew. Richie, Ralph, Bobby, Ricky, Mike. Why not just go through the whole New Edition while you're at it? Okay? This was horrible. This is a horrible person, I swear. Man, look. All the whining and trying to make it look like she's the victim every time. I swear, when Bobby died, I did not see one tear come from her eye. One teardrop came out of her face until she started talking about herself. She started making this about her damn self, man. Unbelievable. unbelievable, man. I know I shouldn't be shocked that, you you see how Tony is. He's not well wrapped. And, Tony got his in the end. We know what that meant when the lights went off. We know what that meant. So I can't put Tony in this, because he well deserved to be on that list, but he got what he got. Yeah? And Janice is almost the female version of Tony, in a way. She did not one good thing except for shoot Richie. That's the entire length of her do-gooding. Her good doing. I'm sorry. That's the entire length of it. Shooting Richie was her best feat throughout the entire show. She was not helpful at all in any way other than that. I don't know where to start or even continue with her, because there are so many things. There are so many things she has done that would make the nicest person go buck crazy.
I can't
She
take
deserved
it
to
anymore.
die, lose her life. Terrible. After she did not mourn Bobby in a respectful way, that should have been it. I think that should have been it. Matter of fact, I feel like Richie should have just went ahead and grabbed that gun out of her hand and did us a favor. I really believe that. She's that bad. She's that bad. But I must move on to the next character. That being AJ Soprano himself. Yes, I really believe AJ should have went out. He should have went on out the game. After a while, you can only take so much of this annoying little whiny brat named AJ, emotional crying baby. This man cried so fast. He cries faster than Meadow cries. And Meadow's had her crying moments that were annoying as well, but no, AJ takes the cake. AJ takes the cake. He cries more than a woman. And I'm not talking about the Aaliyah song either. This man, I thought in the beginning he would grow up to maybe take over the reins as the next boss. I thought he was going to have the potential. I kind of saw it in him. But then the writers or the show or the producers, somebody just chose to take a different route as AJ got older. And nothing got better. He had the anxiety, just like his father, which is not a deal breaker. But along with that, he started to turn into this how do I say this? He turned into this sensitive, oversensitive husk of a man. He whined and cried about everything, complained about everything. Everything was a problem. Everything was it's just an issue that he needed to please give me the strength. He needed to just I want to say something so bad, but I'm gonna go into this. In those last days of the last season, AJ should have perished in that fire. That car fire that happened while he was making out with the old girl. Yeah, that should have been it. That should have been his last scene ever. In a car fire. And he should be happy. He should be thankful he's going out like that. He's going out with a smile on his face. How about that, huh? For a character you think would never hook up with anybody or get any kind of action at all. The way he acts, I'm surprised he got any play. I'm surprised that, the writers hooked him up. The writers said, hey, let's make AJ get some of the ladies. All right, let's make this sour cream puff. Let's make him get some ladies, right? Let's go ahead and make this this guy gets some ladies. The life of the party, not really. Somehow he was getting action. And so why not just let him go out in a blaze of glory, so to speak? Be thankful for that, because you really don't deserve it. You tried to disappear yourself with a brick tied to your foot with a rope that was too long. I think when Tony jumped in that water to save you, man, he should have just let you sit in that water. After realizing the rope was entirely too long. It was obvious you purposely did that. You really didn't want to do it. You really didn't want to pull that string and make the lights go out. You didn't want to do it. You wasted all of our time, AJ. You wasted everyone's time. I do not appreciate that. AJ Soprano. On to the last headache of the show. The biggest headache of the show. Paulie Walnuts Paulie. Okay? Yes, to a lot of you, he's your favorite character. How much more disrespect can he take, or whatever he says? No. My favorite was Seal. And I hate that he went out how he went out. We don't know what's going on with him. We still don't. To this very day, we still don't know if he made it out of that coma. Okay? That coma, not a coma. But you decided to let Paulie live. Not Seal. Who's the most loyal, honest person that Tony could have by his side. But you let Paulie, this butt-kissing, two-timing, Tourette's habit, imbecile, live. This guy was playing both teams. He was a double agent for a minute because he thought he would get respect, and you didn't. You played yourself like a fool. You played yourself like a damn fool, man. And I kind of laughed about it. Oh yeah, when Carmine Sr. pretended like he didn't know who the hell, and he probably didn't know who the hell you were. You were for real. He didn't know who you were. But you didn't. You fell right into that one. You fell right into that one, and you deserved it. You deserved it. Tony should have got your ass on that boat. When he threw that anchor or whatever he threw at you, he should have pushed you in the water. You knew something was gonna happen. You were sweating, bro. You were sweating beads. It was your time. It was supposed to be your time to go. You were so annoying. So annoying. It can only be so funny for a limited amount of time before we say, okay, we've had enough of Paulie. And I did. I had enough of Paulie by season 5, to be honest with you. It was time for him to go, but he never left. And so I sit here and I wonder, out of these 4 characters, why were they spared? There may be some explanations from the producer. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. But I think even if he explains it or tries to explain this, I won't be satisfied with the answer. So I should not torture myself any longer. That's my list for now. I need you to like, share. You know what else you need to do.